You love your dog, but some days you feel like they're failing at being the good one. Welcome to The Dog Who Asked for More, the podcast for dog parents navigating real life behavior struggles, reactivity, anxiety, and all of the hard parts no one prepares you for. Each week, you'll get training, enrichment, and nutrition strategies through honest, grounded conversations that help you understand your dog, support their needs, and build the bond you've always dreamed of. I'm Em, a dog mom, former vet tech, dog trainer, and canine nutritionist who works with overwhelmed dog parents that love their dogs deeply but feel stuck, burned out, or unsure what their dog actually needs. And today we're talking about the good dog standard and how chasing it quietly creates guilt, pressure, and distance between you and the dog you actually have. In this conversation, you'll discover 3 things that tend to show up together when you feel like your dog isn't measuring up to the Instagram standard. Like how the idea of a good dog is often shaped more by social pressure than by real life. Why comparison slowly erodes trust in yourself and your dog. And what can change when you let go of the standard and start honoring the relationship instead. Most of us don't set out trying to create a perfect dog. We just want a dog we can live with, a dog that feels safe, a dog that fits into our life without constant stress. But somewhere along the way, the idea of a good dog snuck in. A dog who doesn't bark, a dog who loves everyone, a dog who listens the first time, a dog who can go anywhere, a dog who never embarrasses you. And when your dog doesn't match that picture, something painful happens. You don't just feel frustrated, you feel ashamed. You start editing your life around your dog. You stop inviting people over. You avoid certain places. You hesitate before talking about what's actually hard. Not because you don't love your dog, but because you're afraid of how it looks. I see this constantly. People who care deeply, people who are trying so hard, people who have done so much more than anyone ever sees. And yet they're still carrying this quiet question underneath it all. Why can't my dog just be normal? That question hurts because it's rarely about behavior. It's about grief. Grief for the life you imagined. Grief for the ease you thought you'd have. Grief for the version of dog parenting you were promised. There was a long stretch of time where I thought I was doing something wrong because my dogs didn't look like other people's dogs. Fitz wasn't easy. He wasn't flexible. He wasn't social. He didn't enjoy the things I thought dogs were supposed to enjoy. And Toby? Well, Toby didn't behave the way a well-adjusted rescue was supposed to behave either. For a while, I kept trying to shape them towards the standard that didn't actually belong to them. Different expectations, different pressures, different versions of just try harder. And all that did was create more tension, more misunderstanding, more distance. Nothing needed fixing in that moment, just listening. That was the shift. Not asking, how do I make you a better dog? But asking, who are you actually comfortable being? Because when we stop trying to force dogs into a standard, something changes. The question underneath the struggle becomes clearer. Please stop measuring me against a version of a dog I was never meant to be. Here's the question I want to leave you with. What might shift if your goal wasn't a good dog, but a dog who feels safe to be who they are? If you've ever felt embarrassed by your dog, conflicted about your feelings, or quietly grieving the experience you thought you'd have, you're not broken for that. A lot of dog parents carry this privately. The guilt, the self-doubt, the feeling that everyone else is doing it better. That doesn't make you unkind. It doesn't mean that you're failing your dog. And it doesn't mean that your dog is too much. It usually just means you've been trying to live up to a story that was never designed for real life. So be kind, spread joy, and remember, your dog doesn't need to be good to be worthy of love and respect. Thanks for listening to The Dog Who Asks for More. If feeding your dog feels stressful, confusing, or like you're constantly second-guessing yourself, you are not alone. I work with so many dog parents who feel stuck at mealtime, all worried that they're getting it wrong. That's why I created the Mini Bowl Blueprint, a free, simple guide with 3 realistic swaps that you can make right now to support digestion, reduce overwhelm, and bring more calm and confidence back into feeding. You'll find the link in the episode description. Go grab your copy and start making mealtime easier today. New episodes drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you next time.